Yeah, good win for us after just a horrendous first 5 minutes. I thought we haven't played in a week. I don't know if that was it. I didn't get a good vibe before the game. We came out really flat, not ready to play. They kind of took it to us, and they had more of an edge to us. Then we kind of like our bench kind of saved us. Like I thought Solton off the bench and Terrell off the bench played well for us and got us going. And obviously Gene off the bench got us going. And then we started playing. Then Greg was terrific, and we started playing better. I mean, we got up by 12, 14, 15 points, and we got to finish those games better. We had some bad turnovers, missed some free throws, gave them some second opportunities on the rebounding. So good win, obviously great win. Have to win at home. We know that we have to win at home, and Fairfield's a really good team. So we're happy to get the win and get ready for Sunday.
Tobin, you spot them that head start 11-0 and 16-2. And then you start pressing after that. How much do you feel that turned the game back in your favor?
We were trying to press the whole game. We're starting the game pressing, and you could just get a vibe in the locker room for the game. We were just we're quiet. We're not a self-starting group. It's and I've done too much yelling and have to get on them and light a fire and motivate them, and it's just too much. It's too much. It's ridiculous. And I told them that. I said it's ridiculous for us to start a game down 6. That's a big hill to climb. 16. You're down 14 points for 16. That's a long ways to go. And so then we started playing. We played well. I mean, the last 35 minutes played really well. So yeah, I mean, the press had an effect. The big kid got hurt, so that hurt their depth obviously up front. So that makes a difference. But I think for us to score and to play well without Iona is a good sign. I thought really excited about the fact that Solton played well, that Terrell played well. For us to do anything, it's going to be those guys helping us. We have to play 9 guys. Those guys playing well is important for us.
With Iona not available, JQ just to start, he has a good night himself. Yep. He was going to play for you no matter what. What about him attracted him to your system, and how much of a fit did you see in him before he got to you?
Yeah, I mean, he played in one of the best leagues in Washington, D.C., in the WCAC, which is DeMatha High School, and Paul VI. I mean, these teams are all O'Connell. He's at Bishop McNamara. Good Counsel. These are all top. A lot of those schools are top 20 in the country. It's a great high school league. So my coaching career, I've had 6 guys from WCAC. They've all been really good players for us. So if you can play well in the WCAC, you can be a very good player at a high level in college. So we knew going into it, he'd be a good player for us. He's got a no fear. I mean, not very big, right? I mean, what's 165 pounds, but no fear, makes plays, not afraid to go in there and hits out those floaters and fadeaways. He hasn't been consistent, but he's got better at that. Got a little bit of an edge to him, He's chip on his shoulder, wanting to prove himself a little bit. Bishop McNamara, when he did high school, is not the best team in that league. But he had games last year against Paul VI, where he had 30-some points and he played really well. So we knew he'd be listen, he was coming after you. I mean, people forget that. Poor Jack Castleberry, my predecessor, the guy who followed me successor at FDU. I mean, we had Gene and JQ and Saunders all coming to FDU, and then we stole those guys. So I did get Jack the job. So I didn't get the job. I mean, Jack got the job himself, but I kind of it's I got to take a couple. So they were going after you. I mean, that was pretty good in that conference. So we knew that we thought when we signed them, both Gene and JQ were going to be higher level guards in that conference, and they've proven to be really good guards.
How much about JQ's evolution so far has pleased you this season?
Everything. I just think he's getting better and better, and I don't think he's missed a whole lot. I don't think he's been injured. I don't think he's missed a practice. He had a shaky summer, and then he kind of adjusted to things, and he's been really good. And him and JB Joel Brown play well together because they can both play off each other a little bit. So he's been very good.
So, staying on JQ, it's interesting that when the game on the line, you need someone to hit free throws. Your freshman hits your free throws.
Yeah, and I wish he could get the ball more often. We were a little bit frustrated with him, and we'll keep working on that. He's a 90% free throw shooter, I think, right? Go get the ball. He's a guy we want to get fouled. He's a great free throw shooter. Wes is a good free throw shooter too. Wes hasn't shot a lot of them. JQ shot a lot. Go get the ball. I was going to say I thought Greg made 4 big free throws down the stretch. I mean, Greg has not been a good free throw shooter this year, but he's a tough dude. He made 4 big free throws down the stretch, which was huge for us. But yeah, JQ's got to be able to handle the ball in those situations. I mean, we know we've lost close games, and it almost felt like deja vu all over again tonight. We got close, and we were kind of not making the plays. he's got to handle the ball because he makes free throws. That's all there is to it, And like, it's hard because he's a freshman. He sometimes feels he has to defer, but he can't defer. He's got to be a little more go get the ball and make plays.
How did you close it out?
I mean, Greg made some plays. And Greg Gordon made some plays. Man, so I mean, made big free throws, made a big shot going to the basket. Maybe it was a 2-on-1 or something. I mean, went to the basket, got fouled, made 2 free throws. And the last play he had, he drove the guy, bullied the guy for a layup, was huge. We missed, like, there's a couple box outs we didn't get, rebounds we didn't get. We got killed on the offensive glass early on. Just like long rebounds, loose balls we didn't get. So I thought Greg made some plays, made a few free throws. But we have to be better in those situations going forward.
Coach, you won 4 out of 5 now of your conference games. What elements you have to improve? How do you feel about your defense at this stage?
I think it's getting better. We were a little sloppy. I mean, like, once again, I like to see take out the first 5 minutes. I know the last part of the second half, you're pretty good defense. But Caleb Fields, they have great guards.
Yeah.
They're the best scoring team in the conference, right? So they have great guards: Godine, Leach, Fields. They can really score. So, and Fields made tough shots. I mean, they made a bunch of tough shots first half, but I think it's getting better. It's not perfect. We made a lot of mistakes the first 10 minutes, and we kind of like corrected those as time went along. We got to be, I told the guys the other day, I think, who wins this tournament a lot of times is the best defensive team. We got to try to get to be that, and we're not there. I mean, I don't know what the numbers were tonight, but they scored. I mean, they still scored a lot of points. They scored 82 points. So we have to be better.
Do you feel like you made specific adjustments today down the stretch compared to Niagara or Columbia?
Not really, to be honest. We tried some zone. We tried to play a little bit of zone to slow things down, but they scored against our zone a couple times. We tried to switch some ball screens, which I thought was effective at times. But, it'll be nice. Like, having Edon out there is a calming presence for us, I think. And so I think, like, he missed the end of the CaMMVetsMedia game. Like, we need, but like this, hopefully, when a guy gets injured, you're hoping that guys who step up now, that helps in the last 6 weeks. So hopefully it helps JQ, it helps Greg, it helps Oz without having Edon out there. So that's the idea. But yeah, we're just better. We seemed a little bit like, I thought at Quinnipiac, in the games we've lost, we kind of hung our head and felt sorry for ourselves, or, oh my God, you got to go make plays. Like, good players make plays, and we made more plays down the stretch, I thought.
What's Edon's status?
He was shooting before the game, and he must have made about 40 threes in a row. I'm like, we can't just put you out there and just roll you out there and make threes against their zone. I think he's making very good progress. I don't think he'll play, We'll see. We're hoping tomorrow you wake up with a bad ankle, like all of a sudden it feels a lot better tomorrow. We'll see if it's a day-by-day thing. But I've been making progress, and we're being patient.
35 and 12 from Greg. What do you think he saw from Fairfield that allowed him to have the night he had?
I just thought he was aggressive, right? I mean, he just was aggressive. Like, in the first half, he started having a little bit of success going to the basket and making plays. He's also a very good passer, too. He hit some guys for some shots. And he's a mismatch problem because he's so big and strong and athletic. So I thought he just got it going a little bit. And he was terrible the first 5 minutes. And I got on him pretty hard. And there have been some times this year, because it's all new to him, he hasn't responded. I thought he responded great tonight. Like, his whole body language, his whole approach got a lot better. So, he's like all these guys. Like, when they make a couple shots, they feel a little bit better about themselves, But you got to learn how to play when you're not making shots too. But no, he was terrific, and he made it. His impact of the game was phenomenal.
Maybe not verbatim, but like, what are you saying to those guys into the timeouts when you're being so animated?
Well, the first 2 timeouts, I was about ready to kill the whole group of them. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I mean, we've gone for a week, and like we're as prepared, like just like Fairfield's prepared, and everybody else is prepared. We're prepared. Like, we didn't do anything even close to what we were trying to do. So I was on their ass pretty hard, about like we got to play. I mean, harder, tougher. Do what we do, be more physical. And it's like, I spent the whole first half, most timeouts, trying to get to that point. Like, it's a lot easier when you don't have to coach effort and energy. I've coached effort and energy way too much this year. I'm hoping we can eventually get to the point where I can do more of like schematic stuff, X and O wise, how we're playing, things like that, as opposed to coaching effort and energy. I mean, the guys who brings energy, like me, Kyle Washington, my assistant, brings energy to the big guy on the bench. He brings Pat Wallace. Like, it can't come from us all the time, and it's coming too much from. We're not a high energy team, right? Until we get mad or get our backs against the wall or things are not going well. But you can't do that all the time, because you can't always. I mean, like, we're down 16-2. Like, that's hard to come back from. It could have gone the other way too. I mean, it goes 16-2, almost it goes 24-2 or 24-4. 20 points is a long ways to go. The one good thing is when you're down the first 5 minutes, there's a lot of time left in the game to come back. So we were able to have time to fix our problems.
Coach,
A lot of it's energy and effort.
Coach, tell me, can you talk about the leadership of some of the players? You know, you've got a number of graduate
Yep.
students. You got Oz, who's been here.
Yep.
Who provides leadership when the team needs it?
Well, I thought Edon was great on the bench tonight. Like if you watched him and all, I think sometimes when a guy's out for a couple of games, it really helps him to see the whole game. So Edon's been really good. He's talking to the guys at halftime. He's talking to them before the game. He's talking to them on the bench. He was good. Who else is good? I mean, Greg kind of leads by example. We have a lot of guys who lead by example. Or they try to lead by example. It'd be nice to have a guy who was just grab someone by the shirt and say, let's get this thing going, you know? We don't have those kind of personalities, so it's kind of a group thing, you know? At times, everybody kind of puts their nose in there and does a little bit of help, but it's like, Edon's probably the best leader we've had. Joel's good too, but he's a little bit up and down.
But the motion offense is clearly improving from like a month ago. Is
Yep.
that something you're feeling better about?
Yeah. I mean, we're sharing the ball more, playing more unselfishly. Like, I mean, that's what motion offense does. I mean, you run set plays. Set plays are good in November, and then all of a sudden you get to December, January, February, and everybody knows the set plays, right? Motion offense gets better. We work on it. We spend time on it. It improves, and hopefully it's at its best come February and March. That's the idea of motion offense. Like we're trying to get better. It's not plays that win games. It's better players and better with what we do. You know, like our press has gotten better. Our press is better tonight. I mean, I don't know how many times we turned them over. They had to play faster than they wanted to play. They had 14 turnovers.
Is it harder to press them because they have good guards?
Yeah, harder. Yep. But I thought we wore them down. I thought they were a little bit tired, you know. So, but they have great guards. They have great. You have to just do the best job you can on their guards and figure out a way to get stops and hope they miss some shots. But yeah, if we turn them over 14 times, that's not bad for that lineup, you know. And I thought I thought we kind of like let off the foot off the gas in the second half a little bit. We're good.
Thanks, Coach.
Good.